Okay, so let's talk about a company that can build an entire city within a city, a true real estate titan that has literally changed the skyline with pure engineering muscle. We're talking pouring concrete, raising massive glass towers, even building bridges. But what if their biggest problem, their biggest vulnerability, isn't something you can fix with steel, but with software? Let's dig into the blueprint of this company and see if we can find the ghost in their machine. First things first, you have to understand just how solid their foundation is. In an industry that is absolutely notorious for projects collapsing before a single shovel hits the ground, Times Group has had zero. That's right, zero project cancellations. In the Wild West of pre-construction condos, that number makes them a fortress of reliability. It's an absolutely incredible track record. And behind that fortress are founders who came to Canada from Iran back in the 80s. This quote from co-founder Hashem Gadaki, it isn't just some corporate PR fluff. It really feels like their guiding philosophy. It explains their deep investment in the community, from making huge donations to the local hospital to genuinely seeing their developments as contributing to their new home. So how did they actually build this empire? Well, let's rewind back to 1985. They started out small, building custom homes in North York. But let me tell you, their ambition was anything but small. Now this right here, this gets to the absolute DNA of the company. Just look at the leadership team. We're talking about master's degrees in civil and industrial engineering. This is not a company run by financiers looking for a quick flip. No, this is an engineering enterprise that is obsessed with building science, structural integrity, and long-term quality. And that technical background, it shapes everything they do.
All right, let's jump to their crown jewel, because this is where you can really see that engineering mindset at work. Uptown Markham isn't just a bunch of condo towers. It's a masterclass in urban planning. It's literally the blueprint for turning a suburb into a thriving city.
See, they didn't just build homes. They built a real, functioning community. They totally aligned with the city's own vision for a 15-minute city, where you can live, work, and shop all without ever needing a car. They built a huge commercial plaza first, and get this, they anchored it with a Whole Foods, a brilliant move that creates what's called the Whole Foods effect. The moment that store shows up, it signals the neighborhood's value and instantly boosts the appeal and price of everything around it. They even built a whole 4-lane bridge just to connect the entire area. So how do you pull off projects of this scale and complexity so reliably? Well, it all comes down to one core business model: vertical integration. And this shows you just how powerful they are. They control everything. They have a division to find and plan the land. They have their own construction company, Life Construction, to actually build it. And then they have their own management company, Times Property Management, to run the buildings after they're done. This whole model just cuts out the middlemen, controls costs, and makes sure the quality is there from the very beginning to the very end. It's a nearly perfect system. I mean, the hardware, the physical buildings themselves, is absolutely world-class. But there's a ghost in the machine. A little friction point has started to show up in the software. The day-to-day experience of actually living in and dealing with the buildings. And this is the core dilemma. On one side, you have the hardware. Beautiful, award-winning, LEED-certified buildings with a squeaky clean warranty record. Amazing. But then on the other side, you go look at online reviews, and you start to see some friction with the software. Complaints about communication delays, little disputes over billing, rigid management policies. The quality of the service just doesn't always seem to match the stellar quality of the structure itself. So what if they could take that same engineering discipline they apply to concrete and steel and apply it to the software side of things? Well, the proposed solution is to do exactly that. Deploy a team of specialized AI agents to act as an intelligence layer over their entire operation. Okay, let's look at a real-world example of where things can get messy. During the construction of their Pavilia Towers, a big concrete strike hit the industry. This one single event created a massive cascade of delays. It threw every other trade on the project off schedule and ended up pushing back move-in dates for hundreds of buyers. And this is the key question, right? It's one thing to react to a problem after it happens, but what if you could actually see the entire ripple effect before it even starts? So, let's meet the first member of this proposed AI crew, the Project Guardian. Its whole mission is to protect the construction phase. This agent would be constantly scanning all the project data, schedules, site reports, even external news about things like labor strikes. So in that Pavilia Tower scenario, it would have instantly predicted the cascade effect on all the other subtrades, and then automatically drafted a revised schedule for the project manager to review and approve. This is huge for protecting margins and timelines on massive future projects, like their upcoming 5,800 Young redevelopment.
Next up, we've got an agent designed to protect one of Times Group's most valuable assets, their brand as a truly sustainable builder. Times Group has won Build's Green Builder of the Year award, which is a big deal. But keeping that LEED Gold status requires a literal mountain of paperwork. The lead auditor agent just automates this whole thing. It scans architectural models, it scans material invoices in real time, and it compiles all the submission documents automatically. It turns a massive administrative headache into a smooth, seamless background process. And finally, the agent that's designed to tackle that software problem head on. This is the one that deals directly with that friction between residents and management. The tenant concierge is basically a 24/7 digital assistant for every resident. It can handle maintenance requests, book the party room, answer questions about utility bills instantly, all without needing a human to intervene. This could directly solve those communication delays and disputes we talked about, finally making the service quality match the incredible building quality. So when you start to connect these individual agents, you really begin to see the bigger picture. It's not just about fixing a few small problems. It's about creating this unified intelligence layer that connects the bricks of construction with the bytes of day-to-day operation. And this is why this matters so much for them right now. Times Group is making a huge pivot into purpose-built rentals with their new Pangea and Akoya towers. Think about it. With condos, you sell the unit and you kind of walk away. With rentals, that customer relationship lasts for years, maybe even decades. You have to manage that experience efficiently forever. In this new world, operational excellence isn't just a nice bonus. It is the product. Which leaves us with a really fascinating final thought. For almost 40 years, Times Group has absolutely mastered the art of construction. But to thrive for the next 40, they might just need to master the art of code. It really makes you wonder if the truly intelligent city isn't just built of concrete and steel, but of data and AI.